Alright, saddle up, history buffs, because I'm taking you on a wild ride through the dusty trails of American pop culture, straight from the pages of Western pulp fiction to the flickering screens of early movie serials. Let's kick things off in the late 1800s. Picture this. America's frontier was closing, but the appetite for Wild West adventure was just heating up. Enter the dime novel, cheap, sensational, and absolutely everywhere. These pulpy paperbacks spun tales of outlaws, sheriffs, and gunslingers, with names like Deadwood Dick and Buffalo Bill headlining the action. The stories were melodramatic, larger than life, and let's be honest, barely tethered to actual history. But that didn't matter. The public was hooked. By the early 20th century, printing technology had kicked into high gear, and so had the demand for escapism. Enter pulp magazines. Titles like Western Story magazine pulled millions of readers into a world where justice was simple, the good guys wore white hats, and the bad guys always got their comeuppance. These mags were basically the binge-worthy TV shows of their day, fast-paced, addictive, and plot twist heavy. But here's the twist. As Americans fell in love with the thrill of the West, Hollywood was getting started. The silver screen was hungry for heroes, and Westerns were ready-made for the job. Early Western movie serials popped up in the 1910s and 20s, borrowing straight from their pulp fiction cousins. If you ever saw The Perils of Pauline or The Hazards of Helen, you know the formula: cliffhangers, daring escapes, and more stunts than a rodeo. Instead of reading about masked cowboys and villainous bandits, people could now watch them come to life, week after week. Characters like the Lone Ranger and Hopalong Cassidy galloped right out of magazines and onto the screen, capturing imaginations all over again. The serials kept the spirit of pulp alive: melodrama, clear-cut heroes and villains, and a world where the West was still wide open. But why did this formula hit so hard? Simple. People wanted adventure. They wanted heroes who were rough around the edges but always did the right thing. And maybe they wanted to believe that ordinary folks, like them, could stand up to injustice with a trusty horse and a quick draw. So, from dime novels stuffed in back pockets to Saturday matinees that packed movie theaters, Westerns shaped how generations saw America's past. The stories evolved, but the heart of the Wild West, the danger, the drama, the never-ending chase, never really changed. That's the journey from pulp to the projector. And who knows? Maybe somewhere out there, a new gunslinger is waiting for their turn in the spotlight. Giddy up, partner, history's always got another story to tell.